Hello, New Wave of British Heavy Metal.com here. Today it is the 24th of February 2024. Quick request for a favour, if I can do that please, and that's if I can ask you to subscribe to the channel. That'd be marvellous, big help. All helps the channel to grow, so please do click that button if you would. Today, bit of a surprise, well it was to me anyway, Honeymoon Suite and their new album Alive. Here we are, early 2024, and Canadian melodic hard rockers Honeymoon Suite come back out of nowhere with a new album called Alive. And here we are, it's 16 years, would you believe, 16 years since their previous album, Clifton Hill, which was issued in 2008. And all right, they did put out that Hands Up EP, but even that was 2016, like 8 years ago. And the EP was more of an album because the running time is around about 40 minutes, I think. Anyway, let's not get too hung up on semantics. They're back, brand new album, and, excuse me, even now, after over 4 decades in the business, and at that break, say, between Clifton Hill and today, Alive sees Honeymoon Suite on top form. What we've got here is a very solid, enjoyable slab of high-class, punchy, hard-edged, feel-good, refreshing melodic hard rock, typical Honeymoon Suite. They've not lost a step. It's marvellous. I go back with them all the way back to their heydays in the 1980s. At that time, there wasn't much rock music around on the radio, but the local radio station where I was living at the time in South Yorkshire had a weekly 1-hour rock show, and that you had to listen to it to discover new stuff. There wasn't many other routes other than the weekly trade papers like Sounds and New Musical Express and whatnot. But anyway, listening to that rock show was a weekly ritual. And one night, I still remember it, they played a couple of tracks from Honeymoon Suite's The Big Prize. I was hooked instantly. Gotta get it, I've got to get this, but where can I get it from? The Canadian, and back then, getting anything from outside the UK was somewhat difficult. But by coincidence, I was due to go to Toronto on holiday shortly afterwards, and managed to come back from Canada with Honeymoon Suite's first 3 albums, the self-titled debut, The Big Prize and Racing After Midnight, plus a load of other Canadian bands that I listened to that you couldn't get over here. I remember going back through the Red Customs channel. I had so many cassettes and whatnot. Anyway, don't going to get stuck on that, do we? But those first 3 albums that they put out, the self-titled debut, Big Prize and Racing After Midnight, certainly put them on the map. Good sales, lots of attention. Not surprisingly, especially in Canada. But since then, they've hardly been the most prolific in terms of recorded output. For example, a 10-year break between Monsters Under the Bed and Lemon Tongue, and then another 7 to Clifton Hill, and here we are back in 2024. But it's all their stuff is without exception, in my opinion, classy, and Alive is no exception to that. What have we got? What we got on the album? We've got 10 tracks of generally short, punchy, no mucking about, crisp, beefy, upbeat, melodic hard rockers, big memorable choruses and hooks, throughout. It's fantastic listen, great driving music. We've got powerful vocals, we've got a thumping rhythm section, tasteful use of keys without being overkill, and the always superb, excellent beefy guitar work from Derry Grean. I think he's a fine player and always has been. Varies his riffs, his solo work. He doesn't need 1,000 notes a second. It's tasteful, fluid, economical, but makes a point. And we've also got a couple of bonus tracks at the back end, which are new versions of a couple of Honeymoon Suite classics, which is Love Changes Everything and New Girl Now. So very solid stuff. The title track starts it off. Excellent stuff. Nice riff, pushes it along, big vocals, flowing solo, big hook. Memorable from the start, grabs you straight away, and it doesn't let up all the way through. It continues in a similar vein. There's a couple of slower ones, like Find What You're Looking For, but that's an, holds the attention as well with how sweeping it is, and the big hook, the big choruses, fantastic stuff all the way through. The heavier stuff like Done Doing Me comes in nice and hot. Well, the entire album does really. It's so good, classy melodic hard rock with some bite and substance to it. Winner from start to finish for me. And so here we are in 2024, Honeymoon Suite, over 40 years in the business, and this album shows that even now, say after over 4 decades, they've still got the class and enthusiasm that they always have had, and that's evidenced very much here on Alive. Just go out and get it. It's superb. Various formats available. I got the CD as always, but it's digital and whatnot. I still don't understand that. Maybe one day I will. But, Honeymoon Suite Alive, they're back and they're as good as ever. I will put a link to it on Amazon so you can go and check out your format of choice. And there we are. Honeymoon Suite Alive, they're back. Top stuff. Please do subscribe to the channel before you go. That would be marvellous. And as always, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching and take care.